What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol MRNA for Moderna Inc. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, I need to let you know that they will be giving us an earnings announcement before the bell on tomorrow's session. It hasn't come out yet, but it will shake up things for the actual opening print. For now, we're going to go based on the information we have at hand. I would point out that from a daily perspective, we are flushing the low end of a descending triangle, right? If I do something like that, you can clearly see flat lows and we have lower highs, right? Lower highs throughout the sort of course of interaction with that resistance trend line. So nonetheless, we did get our first daily bar that closed underneath 138, which was the support portion of this pattern. So that's going to strike me as a bearish indication. As of right now, what do we have for supports underneath us? Well, let's search for things underneath 138 in this section of the chart here. This set of lows, if we want to grab the other drawing tool and try that one more time. This set of lows strikes me as interesting, especially noting that it was prior resistance here as well. So it's that level around 147. And what I just realized is that's above our 138, right? So this chart is a little bit skewed. What else do we have underneath there? So it's the double bottom lows. There we go, 120.50s, all right? That's really the next support that I'm seeing here from the daily time frame chart. Let's quickly go out to a 2-year weekly to see what else we can learn about the price action from in the past. Yeah, that really strikes me as sort of the more accurate one, obviously, the 120.50s. So that's what we'll use as a daily level to the downside. Keep in mind that with earnings, we could very well gap below that. We could be gapping up above the resistance trend line too. So let's talk about quick upside targets, right? If we're going to make our way to the upside, firstly, I would want to see if we can get a recapture of that right there. I'm not so interested in that 147.87 anymore, so we're going to remove that. And instead, if we can get above this pivot, the flush point, the 138, I would start targeting this area here, roughly 170, coming from those prior highs. And if we're opening on a gap up, maybe, we could do something like this, fill the gap and then reverse back up for a move higher. If we're opening on a gap down, again, anything that drives higher resists off the 138, there's your downside target, right? So it's really going to boil down to how we actually open up for tomorrow's session. But these are some of the immediate levels that I would be paying attention to based on structure from our daily time frame chart. Anything outside of these ranges right here is really going to start coming back to the scene of the crime. So way up here around, let's just call it 200, the psychological number. And to the downside, let's go back out to that 2-year weekly chart. What do we have underneath us? Next level would be this one here, sort of splitting the difference between the prior high and, more importantly, the pullback area for support right here. That's 101, call it 100 psychological. That's a pretty big range, right? We're basically looking at $100 worth of range here based on earnings. Let's quickly come on over to the trade tab. Looks like the market maker expected move is roughly $18. So I don't really think that we'll have as much volatility as maybe I'm leading on to in this video. But nonetheless, we have some targets mapped out both up and downside, and they seem reasonable based on structure here as well. So that's all I've got for you in today's video. Note also, just quick aside, remembering that the market maker moves $18, 138 to 120. There you go. There's your $18, right? So that's truly all I've got for you. If you enjoyed today's video or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.